Well, hey everyone, welcome back to Simply Blessed Crafts. I'm happy you're here. So we have some fun crafts for you today. We are going to get into the what would you make? So I got a simple question for you. What would you make? Let's get into it, guys. Let's have some fun. Alright guys, so this is hosted by Rustic and Lace DIYs and Divine Designs, and our guest host this month is the DIY Struggle. And let's get into DIY number 1. So I am taking one of these really flimsy 4th of July hats. They come with the banner around it that's the 4th of July thing. You can find them in a pack with red and red and blue. I took all that stuff off ahead of time, but these are so flimsy, you guys. I'm just letting you know that. But I am taking some brown felt and I am gonna wrap this completely around with this felt here. But I'm warning you now, I actually do cool my glue off a little bit by cooling it that way. My glue gun don't really have a certain, like a different temp or whatever. If you have a cooler or a gun that has like a cooler temp, I would recommend doing that because it will melt this hat. If you put it directly on the hat, or if you are using a really hot glue gun, it will shrivel this hat. Ask me how I know. Anyway, like you said, I can kind of you can kind of just see what I'm doing here. I'm just basically tracing around stuff and just basically placing it, and I'm showing you kind of in pieces and how I'm doing what I'm doing here. That one was pretty simple. I did trace it twice. I flipped it over and see right there, I did it boo-boo, and I actually put the glue on the hat, and it did kind of shrivel it a little bit. But anyway, I did place the hat down, and then I traced it around the oval, and then I traced it around the smaller oval. That's how I got the two ones, and then I just, like you saw how I did it, cut it and I stuck it right down. Here I'm going to have to actually kind of, I kind of want that other blue to be covered because it's going to sit on my, we're making a little gnome, guys, if you don't know, but it's going to be sitting on my little gnome's head here. So it's going to be seen. The upper part's going to be seen, so I want that to be covered because I don't want the blue to be noticed. So I'm going to have to kind of piece it together a little bit because I didn't have enough of the brown to completely cover it. But we are going to have to cut into that as well for the opening to fit on his little head. So just an FYI. I just had to piece that little spot together just so you can't see the blue. And we're just, like I said, just gluing around, but like I am trying to cool it down as we go along through here. And here, like I said, I am just piecing it. I eventually just grabbed the other chunk there and just kind of pieced it. This was the easiest way to do it. Since it was right on the edge there. And then I just flipped it around and then just grabbed my scissors and just cut around that circle again, as you see me doing. But yeah, that's the easiest way to do it. And so this is actually a little bit thicker. This is leather ribbon. I've gotten this off of Hobby Lobby because I couldn't find any of the fake leather from Walmart or from Dollar Tree. Oh my gosh, I can't talk, you guys. But I cut it in half because it was just too thick for this hat, so I cut it in half. That's all I wanted to really tell you guys, because it's not as thick as it normally is. And then I wanted to pinch the two sides together, so I put a little hot glue and I just pinched the two sides to make it look more like a cowboy hat. Now we're gonna work on our little gnome's body. If you guys have been on my channel long enough, you've seen me do this plenty of times. If you are new, welcome. I usually use rice. If you do not want to use rice, you are more than welcome to use poly beads. There's rocks, there's pebbles, whatever you want to do. Poly beads can get a little expensive though, so keep that in mind, but you can pick them up at Hobby Lobby or any other craft store. I'm also using polyfill. That can also get expensive, so you can also pick up pillows for a cheap price at any store. I closed it off with a couple of rubber bands, and now I'm going to use a piece of jute twine to tie it off, just in case those rubber bands in the future would ever break. It still has a closure on it. I am grabbing a scrap piece from a shirt, and I am just wrapping that around our little body of our gnome. I want, the bottom's going to be like his pants, and this is going to be like his shirt. So that's kind of what we're piecing together here. I realized I kind of wanted the top to be closer to that little knob there. So here I'm just going to tie and glue it around that little spot. That little tie is not going to be seen. That's where our little hat's going to go. So it's not going to matter exactly what that's going to look like. So keep that in mind, you guys. So here is our little beard that I picked out. And then this is our hat. Oh gosh, I thought I cut this out. I'm just going to cut this little spot. This is actually just... I'm just trying to figure out color-wise and how it fits. I'll be honest with you, I didn't really need to keep that in there, to be honest with you. Because we're going to go back in and mess around with that. I was going to cut that out. I apologize. But anyway, here we're working on arms. So I grabbed some extra fabric from that shirt that I'm using, and we are using some oh my goodness, I am drawing a blank, you guys. I hate voiceover so much. They're twist tie things to make his arms bend. Anyway, I'm just twisting that around the top of the little top of the knob of his where I cut off, or where I tied off there, and we're just gonna use that little area because the hat's gonna cover majority of that. And now we're gonna glue his little beard on, and I wanted that up there pretty high because the hat again is gonna cover majority of that. We're gonna have to make the circle a little bit more wider now that we got those arms on there. And now we're going to glue all the way around that little circle of the hat, and we're going to glue that directly down. So my husband had the idea of this because I wanted to do something fall. This is a little bit of an older song, but I'm kind of referencing the song Country Bumpkin. So he's going to be my little country bumpkin, and he's going to be sitting on a little frosted pumpkin. So if you guys know the song, it's a country song. So if you guys know the song, put a little pumpkin down in my emojis in my description box. So I used a little wooden bead. This is where our wood comes in. And I used little wooden beads for our hands. Here's our little pumpkin. I did cut that out, but I did use the silver for around the pumpkin, but it didn't really stand out to me a whole lot, so I'm actually going in with a little bit of white apple barrel to kind of give it a little bit more of a frost color and work with that frost a little bit better. I want it to be looking a lot more like frost, and I'm just kind of going around the edges of this pumpkin. This pumpkin has kind of like the texture of frost already. It has kind of like those little crystallized bumpies. I don't know how you would say it, but it kind of, I don't remember even where I've gotten this pumpkin. It might even been just a garage sale or something find, but I just took the stem off of it. One thing about using rice as a body filler for him is that rice heats up, and then when rice heats up, it can make holes in your sock fabric for in the bottom. So I also had to cool that glue down a little bit. So that's what I was doing there, and I also put a little bit of fabric down on it as well, so it would stick better. So here I got this little guitar, actually from Dollar Tree. It is a little big for him, but I think that kind of makes the charm a little bit better. I did glue his hand down there, and I decided it was going to be better if I move it down a little bit, like he's plucking the strings. So this is our little country bumpkin. I think we agreed on a named Roy for him. Ain't he cute? DIY number 2. So now I'm going in with a couple of these plaques. I don't know what happened to my music there. That sounded a little funky. So I grabbed some harvest orange and some of my Waverly wax there, and I kind of just mixed it together to kind of give it a darker burnt orange color. And now I'm going in with some more of that apple barrel white, and I'm just brushing that on. This is a very coarse wood right now, you guys. This is not sanded down at all. This is very coarse. I got these actually from a thrift store, to be honest with you. But I'm going in and I'm using a stencil brush to just kind of get into those little grooves a little bit better, because like I said, it's very coarse. And now I'm going to go in with a other brush to kind of make a little bit more lines on it. I do not show you all of this because I go in with a little bit, I kind of do show you some of it, but I'm just kind of making lines. I am following kind of a picture on this. And then I do go in with another wood round for his little head here. If you can kind of see what we're doing here, we're going to make an owl out of wood. These little wood slices, I believe all of these came from Hobby, or from maybe Hobby Lobby. Maybe Hobby Lobby. If not Hobby Lobby, I might have ordered them off of Amazon. I don't remember, but they came in a whole pack. So I started off with painting a little bit of white, and then I'm going to go in with some of that mixture that we made up there. And I'm going to go in with some more of that white paint here. We're kind of just opening up my little eyeballs here. I'm just kind of playing around with it at this point. I'm not quite sure on how we were going to do this. I wanted to make him look as realistic as I could, but at the same time, I knew that I could only do so much on wood. And like I said, I was kind of following a picture, but I don't know. I started gluing down his eyes here. Like I said, I did paint around there. I did use apple barrel and that mixture paint around that brown and stuff around where his eyes and stuff are. I did not show that because, like I said, you guys know how to paint. These little... I did get the wood biscuits from a hardware store. You can get them at any local hardware store. I'm just painting them with the apple barrel paint. This one I ended up breaking into a chunk because I wanted to use him as his beak. And then I'm going to paint it with my exploding apple barrel paint. This is jet black. And once that was painted, it looked decent, I guess. And now we're just gonna kind of, I don't know, I kind of was piecing it together to see what I liked, I guess. I do glue everything down, then I glue his little nose, or his little beak, I guess. This was a little bit more difficult. I kind of had to go, because it wasn't gonna stick very well. I kind of had to give him a little bit of a, yeah, a little bit of a scarf here. So I grabbed some of my piece of my drop cloth, and I kind of just wrapped it around his neck to help that hold together better. I mean, it looks okay. He looks crazy, you guys. I swear, after he's done, I mean, he turns out cute, don't get me wrong. But he just looks crazy. He looks like he stuck his feathers in a toaster or something, or a light socket, and got electrocuted. He looks crazy. But here I'm just kind of putting down his little feathers on his side there. It's kind of like his little wing. And then here are going to be his ears. So I'm kind of just gluing them down towards the back here like that. So these are just white feathers. I got these from Walmart. I'm using watered down mixture, that orange mixture that I used earlier. I'm just kind of, I'm going really fast, but I am just basically just rubbing that down. It does work. I was hoping for a darker color, and that's kind of why I said he kind of makes him look crazy. But I wanted feathers on top of his head to kind of give him a little bit more of a 3D textured, I mean, he is 3D, but I mean, he's like more of a textured look, I guess. So I'm kind of just cutting them off, and I'm kind of just sticking them up there by his ears. I do kind of feather them out a little bit to kind of make them, because they are kind of like watered down and stuff, they kind of look a little bit more funky. I don't know, they look funky, but it's not like they don't work. Like I said, I was kind of going for a different look, but I mean, it did work okay, but I was hoping for a darker color. I wish I could have gotten a little bit more like those browns. If I would have used a different brown, maybe it would have worked. If I would have went with like more of like the, I don't know, if I would have maybe just used antique wax, like really watered down antique wax or something, maybe it would have worked better. I don't know. But I did frame out his face too with these and stuff. I mean, he's cute, but he's just, I'm telling you guys, he just looks crazy. Looks a little crazy. But he fits into the family. We're all a little cray-cray. I do end up putting a little tumbling tower block on the back too, so he stands up. But anyway, DIY number 3. I grabbed this mason jar wood thing. These I got in a pack. I think there's like 6 of them. I got these off of Temu. I'm just grabbing some of my gel walnut stain, and I'm just staining the entire thing. Those little coffee stained doilies, they're paper. Those I got off of Temu as well in a pack. And I'm just sticking that down with a little bit of glue. These little gorgeous prints too, these are also off of Temu. I thought we were gonna go for a little bit of an apple orchard look here, so I grab this little apple picture, and I'm just going to dirty up the edges here. You saw that I was ripping the edges. I did go all the way around with that. And I'm going in with some Tim Holtz dioxide or whatever vintage photo, and I'm just going around the whole sides of it to darken up those ripped edges. And then I'm going to just stick that right down with some more glue. I actually go in with some Mod Podge at the end to kind of stick down more of that because it was kind of coming up on some of the edges. I'm not sure why. I do grab my crocodile tool and punch holes in that. You can get that off of Amazon. Now this is my mistake, is I actually went in and tied off the ribbon with the string or whatever, my hanger now, and yeah, that was stupid of me because that's coming off because I do wrap that with fabric. So I grabbed this like red plaid fabric and was like, oh yeah, let's wrap this. Well, you know, I already have the tie on there, so but I get it to the size that I want, basically. I'm just cutting little slits and ripping it because I want that frayed edge. And here's where I'm just like, I don't know why I put that on there. So take that off of it. And then I'm going to grab some jute twine and I'm just going to wrap this around the edge of my little jar here to give it more of a vintage flair, I guess. To kind of make it look more like jelly preservatives, I guess. Kind of where I was going with it. And then I decided I was going to stick that little silver I don't know, those the metal ribbon too. I don't know, I did like the look of it, so I stuck that down over top of that jute twine as well. I don't know, I really liked the look of that. I don't know why. But then I grabbed some of these picks, or one of these picks from Dollar Tree, and tried to get some of these leaves and a couple of these little eucalyptus picks and stuff, just kind of to decorate it. I was really hem-hawing around about that flower. I was thinking maybe I should have went with a red one since we're kind of going with a little bit more of an apple, but the apples on there are a little orangey color. So I don't know. I was kind of, but it was really bright. But I did end up going with it. This isn't my favorite project, if you guys can't tell. But I mean, it didn't turn out bad. I did end up getting my hanger back in there, and like I said, I am going around the edges with a little bit of Mod Podge just to kind of stick around those little edges because the edges were just kind of popping up a little bit. But this is pretty much it, you guys. Like I said, the hanger I did end up getting back in there, and this is pretty much all I did to it. So, and on to the final reveal, you guys. And I hope you guys all enjoy this. Make sure you guys go check everybody out over in the playlist. Let me know down below which one's your favorite. It is a toss-up between little Roy here. I really like my little country bumpkin Roy. And the owl. He is a little crazy, but he fits into the family. Like I said, we're all a little cray-cray. But I do like them both. But definitely let me know what you guys think. And definitely go check everybody out. Like I said, there's an open playlist. And go check out our hosts, you know, Rustic and Lace, and Divine Designs, and definitely go check out our guest host. Go check out the struggle over there, because she's amazing. If you guys do not know who she is hilarious. So definitely go check out the DIY struggle, because she'll make you laugh. She's a hoot. I'm a big fan, if you can't tell. But anyway, yeah, give them all some love, you guys. Definitely go check out the playlist, and I will see you guys all on the next one. I have another collab coming up on Friday. We're going to be going over and doing Craft Your Stash, so definitely make sure your notification bells are clicked, and I will see you guys all in the next one. I love you guys, and I appreciate all of you so much. You have no idea. God bless, and bye.